Hey, Ashley, allthingsentry.com. So we're just talking about making a custom Incisal guide table. Right now we have mounted the patient who has a number of maxillary fixed restorations. We're about to get fabricated. And on the articulator now is mounted his opposing arch, which is a mandible, and his provisional restorations. So instead of using the machine Incisal guide table, you'll see another video I show you. It'll function for, well, it doesn't work that well. But in any event, we're going to develop with whatever resin. I'm using GC pattern, but you can use whatever resin, light cured, if it'd be a little more difficult to do, and you'll see why, but any type of resin that'll work in your hands. Normally we do it on a little plastic block like this in a whip mix. However, we don't have many articulators whip mix, and everything's been established on the Hano, so this is one way of doing it for the Hano. I've taken a light bit of Vaseline, and on the table, so we're just going to measure out some monomer. And the other thing I should mention is that just make sure that if you are going to use it on a machine one, make sure that you know exactly where it's set. So this one's set right at 0. Because any angulation change will modify it. And lock these in. Okay, good to go. Of course, this is not a contemporary way of doing it, but it's the best I got. Just pretend we're using it on a plastic block. How about that? So we're just going to mix up some of our methacrylate. Now again, we're doing this because we want to ensure that our restorations are fabricated as close to the functioning provisionals that we have intraorally. Lab time is much cheaper than chairside time in terms of economics and time and just fooling around, even patient confidence. So if we can get these restorations fabricated to as close as the final perfect result that we want, that makes everyone much happier. We're just mixing up the acrylic. Place this on the guide table. Is there a certain time you need to wait? I mean, probably somebody wrote somewhere something. Okay. Alright, so now we're just going to start moving around on the guidance. So my canine guided on my left excursive, and actually on the right excursive. This is actually left, sorry. So it's a little bit, oh, it's just starting to set now. See, it's sort of like in an ocean of mud. But patience. And one of the things that, as it starts to set, to make sure that you open and close the pin, because it'll get locked underneath. And we'll do a protrusive. So 5 excursives and protrusive. Alright, almost set. Goes really fast and open all the way. It's a very simple thing. And we have our chicken foot right there. So you can see how it gets, see how it's just slightly binding right here. It's set right as I didn't. And we can just trim that back with a knife. Okay. So essentially that's set. Now let's show you. So we have that with our provisionals. We have now our custom guide table established. I'll clean that up, trim that up. Okay. So now when we go through our excursives, you can see that it's established just like what the wax up, correction, sorry, my provisionals had. There's that, there's my protrusion, and my left excursive pattern. Okay, so that's really the reason why we use custom incisal guide table. Of course, I'll clean this up. And then off we go, getting our restorations fabricated. I'm excited. Cheers.